Good evening. This is meteorologist Kerry Cooper, and we had the showers and thunderstorms across southeast Texas as expected this morning. It's just one upper level disturbance after another, and we'll have another chance coming up again tomorrow morning. Our roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. It's cleared off nicely. Just some debris clouds left over from the rains we had this morning. Some mid and high level clouds there. Some blue finally starting to show up, but what a day it was temperature wise. Of course, we had the heavy rains this morning. West side of Beaumont, another 3 to 4 inches. That's over a half a foot for the west end of Beaumont in just 2 days. But the nice thing about the rain and clouds today, as we talked about during the newscast a few minutes ago, temperatures were only in the 70s for highs today. In fact, we're warmer now. We have been all day long. We're right around 80 degrees. Now up in the lakes area, as we mentioned yesterday, you haven't seen as much rain as we have in the triangle the last 2 days, but you've still seen some 1/2 to 1 inch rainfall totals even up in the lakes area there. It's our roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper, sponsored by Pervalis. So the weather will be quiet this evening in the lakes and the triangle, but as we head toward daybreak, things will start picking up, not in the lakes, but in the triangle. But you can see a beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening shaping up after the showers and thunderstorms we had across the area this morning. And once again, Jasper had about 3/10, close to a 1/2 inch of rain. Rainfall amounts, of course, vary everywhere, lakes area and the triangle. And here in Beaumont, some debris clouds left over. So these are mid and high level clouds just left over from the showers and thunderstorms earlier. This is our roofing 911 network camera here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. And we've also cleared out nicely across parts of the triangle. So if you wanted a little bit of sun, there it is. That'll be the case again tomorrow and probably into the weekend too. Our best chance of showers and thunderstorms will be in the morning hours till the late morning, early afternoon. Then the rains move out. We stay cloudy for a while. Then we clear out late in the day toward dark, especially tomorrow. Now, I think over the weekend, we'll start seeing a little bit more as far as sunshine in between the showers. Those shower coverages slowly decreasing as we head each day after tomorrow. And over in Lake Charles, kind of a mixture of cumulus clouds and cirrus clouds there. Now, this is one area, and we talked about this yesterday too, that really hasn't seen a whole lot of rain, not near as much as we have here in southeast Texas, just a little too far east of that upper low. But there's been some 1/4 to a 1/2 inch rainfall totals even across southwestern Louisiana the last couple of days. You see the cumulus clouds there, some high clouds off in the distance. So maybe tomorrow, Lake Charles, it'll be your turn to see the heavier showers and thunderstorms that we've seen in the triangle over the last few days. That's for sure. Some areas, like I said, have had over 1/2 a foot just in the last 2 days, the west end of Beaumont. And to finish it off on our camera network, down in Port Arthur, roofing 911, sponsored by Market Basket, had a good solid inch of rain down in Mid-County and Port Arthur today. Not too bad. Certainly not near as much rain as Beaumont, and even parts of Orange County had over 2 inches again today. See the clouds off in the distance there, the bridge off in the distance. Good visibilities, that's for sure, especially after all the rainfall and wind we've had over the last couple days, as visibilities have been pretty nice. All right, the weather impact alert day coming up for your Friday morning. Looks like between around 5 or 6 in the morning till around 8 or 9. That'll be our best chance of any heavy showers and thunderstorms. Not expecting any severe weather, but what we mean by heavy thunderstorms is heavy rainfall, lots of lightning. And of course, the ground is already saturated, so wouldn't take much, that's for sure, to cause more flooding, as we're already so saturated. So stay weather smart coming up early tomorrow morning. Weather headlines: more storms tomorrow into the weekend, but they will come a little more scattered over the weekend than numerous like we've seen lately. 1 to 3 inches still possible again tomorrow, and scattered storms will continue even on into next week. So that's the reason that upper low we've been talking about, it's moving out, but it's still not going to drop the rain chances too much. It does some, but not a little bit. Now here's what I was talking about a few minutes ago, these 70s. You don't see that often in the summertime in month of June, that's for sure. We stayed in the 70s all day long. Very, very nice. You get the heavy rains in the morning, the clouds stick around for a few hours. You have the light rain behind the heavy rain, that'll help keep those temperatures in the 70s. Houston Intercontinental has gotten up to 81. Of course, they had their rain earlier than we did this morning. Still lots of high clouds to our west. So skies will be partly to mostly cloudy overnight tonight with the light southerly winds off the Gulf of Mexico. You see temperatures also off to our east, running in the upper 70s as well. So it has been a nice, delightful day as far as temperatures go. That's for sure. All right, temperatures across the rest of the state. The heat's out west, and even there, we've seen a lot worse. We're talking 90s, but that's you're normally in the lower 100s. Southwest Texas, although Presidio's at 103, El Paso's at 102. Of course, the air very, very dry out there, but 80s and 90s out there. But notice the rest of the state, 70s and low 80s. Very, very nice. That's some 15 degrees below normal it should be for this time of the year. 76 up in Fort Smith, Arkansas, 74 in Jackson. And of course, temperatures are to be pretty similar coming up tomorrow. It all depends on how long the rains last tomorrow, how widespread they are. Could be a few degrees warmer. Now, here's what's triggered the rain the last several days, not only here locally, but across the rest of the region. At the counterclockwise spin there in Oklahoma, that's a weak upper level low. It's pretty weak, but it doesn't take much in the summer to get thunderstorms going. It's moving out. It's heading toward Missouri, and it continues to weaken, but it's still going to leave back weak troughiness over the state. We don't have high pressure, the heat dome, built in yet. And that'll be coming probably in a week or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. We'll see. But you see some showers left over along the mid-Texas coast. Those are fizzling out as well. But once that trough moves out, we're still going to be left with what we call a weakness over the region, kind of in between high pressure well to our east, high pressure well to our west, so kind of a weakness. And there's still going to be some disturbances coming at us too. One tomorrow, we'll show you that in just a moment whenever we get to our upper level map showing the moisture and the upper level disturbances across the area. So we do expect more rain to come in later tonight. All right, here we go. All this green color you see here, that's not rain, that's moisture in the atmosphere. There's lots of it. A lot of moisture in place, of course. Tail end of a disturbance moving on by tonight. And as we head into tomorrow, another weak disturbance kind of works up the coastline after daybreak. So with that moisture in place, we'll see showers and thunderstorms again developing. Looks like along the coastline or just inland, and they'll move northeastward tomorrow into the area and then eventually on into western Louisiana and parts of the lakes area. See, there's that upper low there. See how it's moved out of Texas, it's moved into northern Arkansas and Missouri, but it leaves back troughiness. It's not like high pressure's built in right behind it. So it's leaving back weak troughiness, and that's Friday. Let's go into Saturday. Still a ton of moisture there. Another disturbance, upper level disturbance there on Saturday. And notice the wind field here. You got northeast winds in the upper atmosphere just to our northwest, and you got southeasterly winds just to our southeast. That's what we call a shear axis right over the region. So with daytime heating, those rain coverages will remain elevated even on Saturday. It's not going to be a washout this weekend, but if you have any outdoor plans, certainly have the umbrella handy. Not much change for Sunday. A weak disturbance. See the wind flow there right over us. Some lift over Lake Charles, a little bit of lift here. Elevated rain chances still for Sunday. Let's check on Monday. Still lots of moisture on Monday with a disturbance there. So as you'll see on the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, the rain chances, even though after tomorrow they'll slowly start going down, they're going to remain elevated even into next week until we see that high pressure ridge build in from the east or from the west and southwest, or we start losing the moisture. We're going to keep those rain chances elevated even Wednesday of next week. Lots of moisture still in place. Now let's take a look at futurecast. Just like last night, most of the night looks pretty quiet. This in motion. I have variable clouds expected tonight. Not really much rain showing up even at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is one of two different computer models I'm going to show you. This model here is actually drier than the HER model that's been doing fantastic the last couple of days. This model has very little, if anything, tomorrow. 20-30% coverage. That's about it. and you can see in the afternoon, and it ends up being maybe a 40–50% coverage. But this model here is certainly a lot drier than the model we're going to show you here. This is the HER model, which has done a pretty good job on these systems coming in from the west and southwest the next 2 days. Let's see what it looks like. And this will update again later this evening. So we'll have an updated version of this tonight at 10 o'clock on a 12 News. All right, here's 6:50 in the morning, just before 7. See how it's more active than that other model, but showing showers and storms coming in at around 6:50 in the morning. They kind of move northeast. More come in from the southwest. So that's the reason for the weather impact alert day tomorrow in the morning, is because we start seeing these storms develop and they move northeast. They just kind of train over the same areas. We'll have some street flooding again. So you have to be weather aware very early in the morning. And then as we head toward the late morning into the afternoon, still some storms around, especially east of Houston and Liberty County. This doesn't actually mean this is where the storms exactly will be, but just an indication there's going to be quite a few showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. And notice as we head toward the 7 o'clock hour, see how things are much quieter, kind of like today. We have the morning storms. It stabilizes the atmosphere, cools us off. We get rid of the rainfall. All right, rainfall's expected still between now and toward the middle part of next week. You see 1 to 3 inches of rain still pretty likely over the course of the next 7 days. So that's pretty good amount still, but just to show you how bad some of these rainfall amount QPF models can be, west end of Beaumont just in the last 2 days has had over a half a foot of rain. And look what it's showing. Not even close, not even close. So there'll be isolated pockets of heavier rains than this coming up. All right, let's take a look at that coastal marine forecast. Getting close to the weekend, people be wanting to do some boating this weekend. South winds up to about 50 knots. A little more breeze tomorrow. Water temperature at 88. Right now winds are pretty light. South-southwest at 3, some gusts to 7. That's it. Next high tide at 6:52 tomorrow morning and 1:55 tomorrow afternoon. Low tide 11:33 and 11:22. Sun will rise tomorrow morning at 6:13 and set at 8:17. Overnight tonight, low 70s. We had low 70s this morning because of the rain, cooled air. 30%. Now we're going to put a chance of storms like we did last night and this morning for the triangle after around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. There'll be a chance of some storms, less chances tonight for the lakes, and then an 80% coverage area wide tomorrow, especially in the morning. Showers and storms should start developing as we showed you on Futurecast to our southwest near the coast and work inland throughout the day. And we're going 86 for a high. May not be quite that warm. It just all depends on the exact coverage of rain, exactly what time the rains move out, and if we see any clearing. So we'll go low to mid 80s for highs tomorrow. Once again, weather impact alert day for tomorrow morning. Remember that. It's not going to take much rain to cause some street flooding as saturated as we are. So stay weather aware as we head into your Friday morning. 7-day forecast. All right, showers and thunderstorms in the morning, get a break late in the day. Now the weekend, don't let that 60% scare you, okay? Don't let that scare you. It's down from 80%. We had 100% today actually, so 60% coverage, that's a little over half the area, seeing rainfall. And each day next week, we start lowering those rain coverages as we've been doing the last several days, and we'll check our phone real